Mac Jones benched again. How bad is it in New England?
It's incredibly bad. I think this is it for Bill Belichick in Foxborough. I think that the audience there has tired of him. And I feel that way because here's what's inescapable. He basically pushed Tom Brady out the door.
He did.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't happen and Tom Brady retires, y'all, then he could operate into perpetuity because the level of gratitude by the folks in Foxborough and throughout the state of Massachusetts would be so profound that you can overcome it because you know there's nothing to question about his ability to coach football.
Correct.
But the fact that he was arrogant enough to push Tom Brady out the door without a definitive plan B per se, or C or D, to be quite honest with you. I think that really has the folks in that area of the country looking at him with a raised eyebrow. Like, we appreciate your greatness, but not as much as we appreciated Tom Brady, especially now.
Do you think Rex was right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look. And look, this is not to diminish Coach Belichick because he had an unbelievable system. He had great players. I mean, he did draft Gronk and the Seymour, and he installed a system. But it was Tom Brady. That system is still there. He's not drafting the same level of player. He doesn't have that eraser that's behind him, which is Tom Brady. And if I'm Mac Jones, how many times must your girlfriend break up with you, start dating someone else, and you take her back? At some point in time, I was like, you know what? We ain't meant to be, Stephen A.
That's right.
We ain't meant to be.
Right.
And Mac Jones in New England, they're not meant to be. It's really that simple.
You use relationships analogies all the time. They're beautiful, by the way. I'm not complaining. I mean, RC, I don't know if you heard him about his dogs. I mean, that's a different subject for another day. We need to talk
I
to
do actually want to
We
pull
need to talk
America
to them about
that.
But you do use those relationship analogies, and they work. I got to give it to you. They actually work.
Because you know why? Most of America's been in a relationship.
That's right.
And so it's relatable. Right. And you telling somebody like, okay, yeah. And then you're like, I need some time. And then you see said person dating someone else who I'm ready to come back. No, I want to do it again. How many times?
Well, he didn't do that with Tom Brady.
No,
he just didn't push him out of Mac Jones.
It's toxic. Yeah. So this 4 times. How you get benched 4 times in 11 games and you think that's okay? Go ahead and go with Bailey Zappi.
Why keep benching and doing all this? Just pick it.
Just put Bailey Zappi in there.
Because
you don't.
The old adage is
of
true
that?
here, though. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got 1.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on with the New England Patriots. Mac Jones isn't good enough, but they know for sure that Bailey Zappi can't do it on a consistent basis. So you're at least trying to go with the dude you think is okay. And Mac Jones keeps proving to you that not only is he broken, but your system is broken.
But RC, but may I ask you this question, RC? Then why is Bailey Zappi in the league, or at the very least on the team? Can't you have a quarterback that you can hand the reins to? If Mac Jones is that bad, and let's face reality, he's looked that bad.
Yes.
And by the way, we have to blame Bill Belichick because he was a Pro Bowler his rookie year.
Yes.
The second year, you're going to give him Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as offensive coordinator.
Broken.
So Bill Belichick did that to him, okay?
Yes.
And then now Bill O'Brien comes in there, and we all know that Bill O'Brien knows what he's doing now on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So for Bill O'Brien to get in him like that, the way that he did a few weeks ago, as demonstrative as he was, you showed that you can see the level of frustration and faith that he has in Mac Jones. But then why is your backup Bailey Zappi and you know he can't get it done? That's a damn shame. You got to have somebody that can get it done.
But this is not uncommon for Bill O'Brien because we've seen him get into it with Tom Brady.
That's true.
We've seen him get into it with but everybody can't handle that kind of coaching the same. Some guys, they can handle tough
Looked a little
coaching.
different to me, though.
Yeah.
When he got on Mac Jones, it looked. With Tom Brady, it's frustration. You two are butting heads and arguing. With Mac Jones, it was something different. Like, you incompetent, no good. It was different. It was different, y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yes,
it was different.
Absolutely. But Coach Belichick bears some responsibility in this. And like you said, he forced Tom Brady to leave because more times than not, coaches would rather lose their way than win someone else's. Yeah. Okay. He wanted credit. The whispers had started to grow. It was Tom, it was Tom, it was Tom. Right. And everybody wanted to say, I can do it without Tom.
RC, real quick,
but
go ahead,
the thing is, though, what's wrong with that, though? What's wrong with everybody saying it's Tom? What's wrong with just continuing to win and play football the winning way? We have seen abundantly since Tom Brady left that he was the Patriot way, that it was his willingness to be coached. It was his willingness to compete. It was the way that he approached each and every day that made it okay to be in that building. The horror stories of the way people feel like they were treated personally by the New England Patriots. Guys telling me when they get to Pittsburgh, I didn't know what it was like to have a coach walk down the hallway and speak to me. What you mean? That I can see Coach Dick LeBeau, who is a Hall of Famer, and every day that he sees me, he says, "Good morning, RC, how you doing?" He asks me about my kids. We have a conversation about what life is like outside of football, but you can't over there. When you think that your system is bigger than the players, you've already lost. And we've seen that everyone that has tried to leave New England and bring the quote-unquote Patriot way with them somewhere else, it doesn't work because every other place does not have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's a really good point when we talk about the coaching tree. Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yes.
Absolutely.
His legacy has been hurt by Tom Brady's departure because he is the one, and I know this for a fact, all he had to do was tell Tom Brady, "I want you to stay," and he wouldn't do it.
Right.
He wouldn't do it. And that's why Tom Brady departed. And he wouldn't do it. And that is why Tom Brady departed. That is why he went to Tampa. And for Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl in Tampa, and for New England to have struggled as miserably as they have since he has been gone, that Foxborough and the state of Massachusetts, I mean, my personal opinion is they're not done with him in a disrespectful way. They know how great Bill Belichick is, but they're like, "Look, man, you can go now. You go take the Chargers job." Even though I'm a lifelong Steelers fan, I ain't won a Super Bowl championship with them. That's you. Minkah Fitzpatrick, you are absolutely right. He is all about his business, and if he's getting into it with you, it is an incredibly bad look. I would take Diontae Johnson at his word in terms of maybe not seeing the fumble, but when you did see guys getting up and run, you could have showed a bit of effort. You didn't do so. Clearly, he's frustrated, and it ain't just because of the touchdown he thought he had. It's because of how anemic the Pittsburgh Steelers offense has been throughout the season. Through weeks 1 to 11, they were outnumbered. I'm talking about in terms of total yards, outgained by 875 total yards from weeks 1 to 11. There is no excuse, but I'm going to bring this up, RC, and Shannon, I want you to take this away first. Santonio Holmes, once upon a time, was a problem. Antonio Brown, once upon a time, was a problem. Clay Chase-Pool, obviously, was a problem. He was cast aside. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Diontae Johnson received the same fate as Claypool. I think that I don't know what the reason is for it. One can surmise that your absence of a potent offense may have played a role, but there is still no excuse for unprofessionalism, particularly on that football field when you got to look out for your brothers. Blocking is a part of it. Activity, energy, focus, effort is all a part of it. And if you're Diontae Johnson and you're not showing that, you deserve to be insulted, and to have the opportunity to defend yourself with the media and the cameras rolling in your face and to give the kind of flippant answer that he gave is a definite indictment against
I can see why he got into it with Minkah Fitzpatrick, because had I been in that locker room, that would have been a problem. Man, I mean, first of all, RC, once you lie, now I can't believe anything that you said because you said you was blocking. So now you told me you was blocking and you weren't blocking. So now how do I know that you didn't see the ball? Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, what you said, RC, what Stephen A. said is true. He didn't see the ball on the turf. Okay, now everybody running. Okay, I see a bigger player got the ball. Well, let me go chase just in case they didn't blow the whistle. Let's just say the ball isn't there. I need to make an effort. I see offensive linemen getting up off the ground chasing.
That's right.
And Diontae Johnson just turn around looking. Yeah. That is a terrible look. And I can assure you that Mike Tomlin is going to have a conversation with him because, like you said, he had dropped the touchdown, thought he had a touchdown. The season hasn't gone the way he thought it was going because, if I'm not mistaken, he caught his first touchdown early this year for the first time in like 15, 16 games. So the season hasn't progressed like he thought it would. But you have to – the way I thought, RC, is that I had to find other ways to benefit my team other than catching passes. So maybe one game, Stephen, it was just about me blocking. Sometimes it's just about being a leader. And I can't always catch 10 for $150. Diontae Johnson, they have convinced themselves that the only way I can contribute to my team's success, I got to get 8 catches. I got to get 100 yards. I got to get a touchdown.
Well,
that's unacceptable behavior.
I want to throw this out to y'all real quick, and I'm going to give this to y'all because Diontae Johnson is wrong. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
There's no way around it, and he looks very, very bad. But he's even more wrong because you could see the frustration almost aimed in Mike Tomlin's direction prior to last week because clearly y'all had some problems on offense and he wouldn't do anything about it in terms of holding on to Matt Canada. But Matt Canada is gone. You got a new dude up in there. You get over 400 yards in offense for the first time in years, okay? And as a result, the change that you were hoping would take place took place. So to me, the timing of Diontae Johnson, if this were 2 weeks ago, as bad as that would have been, it is flagrantly worse. Now that change has occurred, new energy has been infused, but you still carrying the same old emotional baggage. And that's what I think is bad right now. That's me.
So here's the biggest problem, though. Like, Shannon mentioned the lie. The reason DJ Turner is able to pick up the fumble is because you ain't blocking him. It's because you ain't run him off. He's standing there doing nothing, looking at the play, because you ain't do nothing.
Right.
Right? And the other thing is this, Stephen A. Like, let's say I do something wrong. Like, something happens on this show, and I don't do it the right way. How I get to be pissed off at you and Shannon and Molly? I don't. It wasn't like they didn't throw him the ball. They threw it to him. It was in his hands. He let somebody else take it from him. That's his fault. You know what normally happens with a competitor? Like, I'm going to tell you this. Let me miss a tackle. If I miss a tackle and I know it's my fault, I'm going to hunt everybody the rest of the day. Because in my mind, I got to make up for that. In my mind, I got to show my teammates that they could count on me, that the next time it's time to make a tackle, I'm going to be there. Right? And here I ask you another thing. You from South Carolina, you from New York. You know how we grew up. When has ever a black man been standing still and a group of people start running and you don't run too?
It does not happen. It does not happen.
We all
run. We saw Cedric the Entertainer in Kings of Comedy. Just remember, what?
And the difference is,
it's automatic.
Like, if you're not on the field, you run the opposite direction.
That's
but when you're on the field, you start chasing the people that run it. I'm like, bro, what? But here's a simple thing, and this is on the football field, and this is in football, this is in sports, this is in life.
Okay.
People will tolerate you until they can replace you.
That's right.
You got a significant other, you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they acting a fool. The moment you can find somebody to replace them, what you do? Okay, Diontae.
That's right.
Okay.
And with the wide receivers, the Steelers historically always find somebody to replace.
Sure will.
I mean, there are very few teams
I'm gonna
doing
say this,
better.
though.
They always find a receiver.
Number 84, Antonio Brown did some stuff. What you never had to ask for him when he was at Pittsburgh was for effort. You never had to ask him to play.
That's right.
Right.
With all that being said, our analytics still gives the Steelers a 73% chance to make the playoffs.
And that's a bad.
Look at us, Molly.
When you think about the
Here's
Steelers,
what they have. Hold on. They got
Win.
the Cardinals, they got the Pats, the Colts.
Win.
All right, wins. But then Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. So the last three it heats up.
They can win. They can win
win
the
five,
Seahawks,
yeah,
the
four,
Bengals and
five
the
of them.
Seahawks.
Yeah, for sure.
They can win that. And the Steelers might end up with 11 to 12 wins this year.
Right.
Yeah. Accidentally on the accident.
Now, how about that?
Exactly.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
I got to go. Last word.
Okay, but if you look at the wide receivers since the 2000s, the one that comes to mind that embodies everything Steelers is Hines Ward.
Hines Ward
did it all. He caught, he blocked, he'll throw a pass, he did whatever.
Yep.